Hello everybody, welcome back. I am Count Christo and this is the MUNDUM status campaign. We have integrated Naples, making our font nice and large. We are writ large across the nation. We have all these wonderful free cores, well not free cores, very expensive cores. It cost me 2,000 Diplo points, but we have all these cores down in central Italy, so we're working on trying to get rid of this province so we can get a free state, which we will put down here, which would be lovely. Do we not have a full core here? What was that? What was that coloration? Ah, the Renaissance hasn't quite spread that far down. Marvellous. We embraced the Renaissance a while ago, right? Yeah, good. Casual literacy can only spawn in someone that's Protestant, so that won't spawn for a little bit. Protestantism is very close, but hopefully we can reform the HRE before then. Problem is, we can't pass the reform while we're excommunicated, and when I fired that event about us, you know, about ending the excommunication, nothing happened. So I'm not sure about that. Not sure why that is the case. We will. Why do we still have the Italian power score thing? Seems we could be considered. Seems we can't be considered any more menacing. Yes, I'm not really sure why we didn't get any kind of event. Oh, here, let's tag over papal. They haven't got a pending event about it or anything. Do they have a decision to, like, grant it? No. Oh, right, we're Italy now. Well, I don't know why we haven't been freed of our excommunication. Hopefully that will happen soon. We'll see. Or, again, we'll just have to resign and abdicate. I'm seeing there's a lot of trade down in Cairo right now. There's almost 20 ducats. That's crazy high, because they've just been left to prosper without the Ottomans mucking with them. So we're going to go and take a bunch of land down here because we've got so much aggressive expansion with the Christians. It is coming down rapidly, but we need to come down more before we can, and we're going to have a lot, you know. Our aggressive expansion budget against the Christians is pigeonholed right now. It's all going on the Netherlands, who are not expanding yet. It crashed before Cleves accepted becoming part of them, so they haven't got that yet. But yeah, as soon as that truce is over, we'll go smash them up. But for now, let's position troops ready to do a big war against the Mamluks. How much? They have some troops, quite a few troops, very low manpower, interestingly enough, and their Miltech is 3 behind, pretty bad. So we shall we'll marshal men for that attack now. Hey, nice. We are now significant, and hence a union of all Latin cultures, which is this bunch here. Very nice. We also have some events. Latin cultures are spreading to Croatia, which is interesting. Dalmatian is replacing Croatian, so that's very nice. But yes, we now no longer have any problems with culture in most of our rich land, which is lovely. And we should very much consider accepting Neapolitan and Provencal, both of those two, and probably Sicilian as well, to get our really core lands really nice and stable. That's the plan anyway. But for now, our Diplo points are thoroughly pigeonholed. In fact, I should be doing that right now. We should be... Oh god, not another religious scandal. Alright, we'll take church displeasure over religious scandal. Who should we integrate next? Probably... Like, can we get the Romans? I doubt it. They're real peeved. We'll have to get some better Diplotech before we can annex them. So I guess we'll annex Serbia. No, Serbia not happy with me. There we go. We'll annex Serbia now, I think. Get some more trade in the lower Danube. Pull some of this money out from there. And get some gold mines, generally. Make the font better. All kinds of good things. Okay, well there we go. That was a good war. We've just... mass siege this whole region, and there we go. You're used to being occupied by people with green hatching, aren't you, Mamluks? We'll take this whole region. All of it. It's going to cause 239 aggressive expansion. I'm not scared. You scared? I'm not scared. Yes, please. Yoink. Boom. Obviously, we hand it over to Catholic priests. I think there's a great cathedral here. Yeah, nice. Which gives some global missionary strength, tolerance of the true faith, all that good stuff. Establish the Kingdom of Egypt. We could do that, actually. We may enact one church-related decision with no repercussions from the church. I think we should do this. We may have... The problem is, once we reform the HRE, we're going to have real trouble with... I don't know if there's a way to make it so that vassals... Because what we want to do is have it so that vassals outside the HRE don't count in their relative strength of vassals, the vassals that are in the HRE. Let me go and check on whether that's possible. Because I'm tempted to do this, because it would be useful for converting the area. So I'm not sure if it's going to be possible, but I think I'm going to create Egypt anyway, and if we have to conquer Egypt a second time, I'll live with it. So there we go. Oh, they didn't get all of it. Interesting. They just got 2 provinces there, and they only got a core on 1 of them. Okay, interesting. Close canonical courts. No, I want to keep the courts. It will shield us from the ecclesiastical jurisdiction event. It's not that bad of an event. So I have 1 free decision from the church. Can I be not excommunicated anymore? Can I excommunicate? You have to be 60! Or I've ruled for 20 years. Ah, another 8 years! Come on! Get rid of my excommunication! It's so bad. Ah, we're still not able to pass this reform. So I'm going to give Egypt this land. Egypt, you're very loyal. Do you have any special things that make you loyal? Same dynasty, that's helpful. Cool. Here you go. Have Dalmatia and Cairo and here and here. And before it recalculates my state limit lower, because we currently hold Cairo, which has a local capital in it, I'm going to make Western Sicily a state. Haha! There we go. Oh, what the heck? Oh, no, that's not Egypt. It's just the same colour. Okay. That is a weird colour for Egypt, by the way. Egypt is yellow, as everybody knows. So I'm not sure why that's purple, but there you go. So they should do some conversions for us. They took popular religion. Nice. Do they have anything special? Generic ideas. Bah. Humbug. Very nice first lead, though. Could we have him? Could we get this guy, please? Alright, men. March home. All the way home. Period of peace until our next truce in the mainland, which will be who exactly? Where are our next truces? Castile in 2 years. Okay, we need to make sure we jump on them because we're now in a position where we have to, or at least go to war with them before they can join a coalition against us. So essentially, Castile, France, England. We're going to war them. That was on not much looting, my lord. We're going to war them every single time the truce ends, even if we don't really want any land from them right then, so that we can make certain they never get to join a coalition against us. That's the plan. Alright, you guys can hop on these boats. Once these calls finish, it's possible we'll be able to do this. Once we're no longer overextended, we'll see. Wow, we just lost a lot of princes. We were just down 8 princes, and like, there's no one who I can demand unlawful territory from. The heck did that happen? I guess lots of people are annexing some vassals. But we'll keep an eye on this in just a second. Not quite. Still only 38. I'll keep working on it diplomatically. We'll see. It's just being freaking excommunicated is making it so much harder. Okay, a little diplomacy later. There we go. 51 in favour, 49 against. You are no longer allowed to declare war inside the Holy Roman Empire. Beautiful. So very shortly, there will be internal peace, and from now and forevermore, there shall be internal peace. We just got to wait for, which... I still have the CB Overlord attacking Independence War. CB against the Netherlands. Which war are we waiting to end? This one. The Moravian Conquest of Ratibor's. We might be able to get them up to 100 and force that war to end a little bit sooner. Let's give it a go here. Okay, it happened. The war ended. We have internal peace. So 0.18. And that will tick consistently. The race is on. Will the Reformation start first? Or will I manage to get everyone in the HRE to be my vassals first? Because as soon as they start being heretics, that imperial authority gain is going to plummet, and there's nothing I can do about it until the religious league war fires. Now, in the vanilla game, the religious league war fires when... Wait. Oh, phew. This is the cathedral in Cologne, and I thought it was a Protestant province, because when you zoom out like this, it kind of looks like that tile's blue. When an elector goes Protestant, then it fires the League War after a little while. And I do want the leagues to form, but I'd rather they formed when I had the whole place as my vassal, so there was no possibility of a league actually gaining any traction against me. But we shall see. We shall see how that goes. Oh, what? The king of blank. Being only a king is not enough. Peter Leopardo the First wants more. His country, big. His country is big. He's a great man. He needs power. He will have power. He will be a king. It's good to be king. We become an absolute monarchy? What? Okay. So, we're going from being feudal monarchy, which I did kind of like because the income from vassals, but doesn't that mean we get imperialism? Or maybe you need both Diplotech and to be... Oh, okay, no, it didn't give us the CB. Okay, but that's interesting. So, do we want to be an absolute monarchy? It's pretty nasty with the increased feudal cost. Sorry, the increased civility. And it's a long time before Diplotech 34. So we may want to switch back. Where do we do that? Can we not do that? There might be some restriction on absolute monarchies not being able to switch to anything else. If there is, I'll probably remove it, because that's silly and whatchamacallit, ahistorical. Absolute monarchies changed into other things. Like almost every absolute monarchy, in fact. We might want to go back to being a feudal monarchy. Although I do like the autonomy change, and obviously the disciplines is okay. I was enjoying fort maintenance, and the income from vassals was going to be super strong. Let me just check that you have to have absolute monarchy. Like, I don't think we're about to get imperialism. I think you have to get Diplotech 34. Sorry, 35? 34. Not sure. To get imperialism. Here, let's just check. I'll save, and then the game will probably crash. Knowing my luck. But let's try. I'll save, and then I'll tech up to Diplotech 34 and see if we get imperialism. We can find out here if the game doesn't crash. I'll see you once I manage to make it save. So we did crash when I tried to save the game, which means the event didn't fire. It may fire again. But I have made an executive decision, which is it's ludicrous that only absolute monarchies... Oh, here, let me give you the list. Revolutionary empires, revolutionary republics, enlightened despotism, republican dictatorship, and absolute monarchies. Those all get imperialism if they have Diplotech 35. That's silly. Very silly, in my opinion. You should be able to get imperialism even if you're... So, for example, England, right? Largest empire the world's ever known. You heard of them? They were not any of those government types. They were a constitutional monarchy. So it seems very silly. So I've removed the government type restriction. Anyone can get imperialism at Diplotech 35, which I think works. I don't consider it cheaty, because like we very easily could become an absolute monarchy. You only need 10 more base centralization, which we would get, and that wouldn't be too challenging. But I just think it just makes a lot more sense to me this way, and I really want to be a feudal monarchy. I don't see any reason why it should be limited only to absolute monarchies. I mean, plenty of non-absolute monarchies engaged in imperial expansionism. Plenty of them. So, I don't know. I think that's okay. Complain if you'd like. I'm not adverse to hearing disagreeing opinions. But I think that's what we're going to go with. Oh, here we go. We're a freaking absolute monarchy again. So, I could add a decision which let us change back. Because it's very silly that this is forcing us to change. In fact, it's so silly I'm going to go and complain about it immediately. Let me take a screenshot, game. Thank you. I'm going to go and complain about it. But I imagine I can console change to a different government, so I'll probably just do that. Let me look into that. Oh, thank God, we've died. Okay. Glorious. We've been re-elected. Which actually wasn't a done deal, so that's lucky. I'm not going to roll the dice on that. The Emperor is dead, so we get 10 Imperial Authority, and we're not excommunicated anymore! Right? We are? What? What? We're excommunicated forever? Donate a province to host the papacy. Ooh, we could try that. What happened to the Pope? Oh, the Spanish just integrated the Pope. Oh, we should totally do this then. If he accepts, it will become the capital. If he refuses, he will return it to us. We have to be at peace and have at least 5 papal influence. Well, we're working on that. We are still excommunicated, but we shouldn't be excommunicated. Can I grant will indulgence do it? I don't think it will, but let's. Maybe we might as well try. No. Ah. That is that's inconvenient. Uncertain succession. State Inquisition. Wait, State Inquisition came back? Does that mean that excommunication went away? It does! We're not excommunicated, which means... Wait, no, it still shows there. No, there it is. We're still excommunicated, but somehow we got our State Inquisition back? I don't understand. Maybe we didn't lose the Inquisition because we were excommunicated. We lost it because we had really low opinion with the Pope. Because we were excommunicated, so it's like a, you know... It happened at the same time, so I conflated the... I mistook the cause. Ah, darn. So... If we're still not excommunicated, and there is no decision to get unexcommunicated, I don't know what the heck we're going to do. Because... I mean, we died. Like, it's a new monarch. Well, I guess we tried donating a province to the papacy. But, I mean, come on, game. Let me go. I've paid my dues. I deserved to get in trouble for having the Pope hate me so much, and then, right at that moment, losing papal control to Spain. That's fair enough. But I've done my time. I've paid my debt to society. Please. Let me live. Oh, that's a fun bug. Brittany was our vassal, and they can still get the Franco-Breton wedding. Beep, 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 beep. Well, that's a fun bug. Brittany was our vassal, and just fell under a personal union under France. That's really silly. I'm gonna go and report this particular little issue to the M&T team. But, oh well, not a huge deal. Brittany's not that big. Yoink! Boom. Nice. Very nice. Alright. We're going to donate a province to host the papacy. But we're going to wait. We're going to save first. Because you should be able to pick which province it is. And if it's a province in Italy, I'm going to reload and do it again. Because, you know, realistically, the only reason you can't pick which province you give to the papacy is... I mean, this is just my opinion, but you're welcome to disagree, of course. The only reason you can't pick the province, I think it's because we were compressing it that caused it to crash, by the way. The only reason you can't pick is because there isn't a mechanic to allow you to pick. So, here we go. Province to host the papacy. A donation. Oh, here we go. There are multiple options. We can give him Venezia. No. Fume, which is... Which one's that? Here. A place where he will prosper. Parma. No. Or on Lombard soil. Never. We'll give him Fume here. It's very small. I will, you know... Oh wait, this is an HRE province. Haha, we're going to make him a vassal. Nice. I was going to say I'll delete the marketplace and the fishing port so he has less trade power. But no, we'll leave it there because he's going to be our vassal, so he's going to transfer trade power to us. We'll give him this province. Nice. And we presumably get instant curio control. Yeah, new pope is... manipulatable by us, and he doesn't remember the evil things we did before. He likes us. Now would you please get rid of my damn excommunication. I don't know why I don't have an option to get rid of my excommunication. I'm very confused by this. We took a whole bunch of loot in that war. Nice. You guys can all return home. Cool. Well, that is a very nice placement for the Pope in the HRE, giving us an extra prince, which is good for imperial authority, and meaning we're going to vassalize him at about the same time. Well, we may not want to vassalize him. We might break the vassalization at some point, because I think vassalizing the papacy causes diplo-rep malice. Well, it might not in Meiou and Taxes, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, everybody home to Lombardy. Good war against Castile. War against France. Right now. Marvellous. Everybody marshal in, who's got high? Probably here. Let's just marshal in Lombardy. It'll take a bit longer to get there and then get ready and then go to war, but that's fine. We need to let our manpower tick up a little bit anyway. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think it's gone. We're not excommunicated anymore. Right? We're not. Yay! The Pope dying must have done it. I'll just tell the MT team that. Yes. Okay, marvellous. I think it's probably hosting them that did it. So we are no longer in terrible national unrest situation. We desperately need to take something like popular religion or humanist or innovative. I think we're going to go with popular religion to give us some national unrest, because we've been running the edge on internal conflicts here. I even gave privileges out to some of my estates in a desperate attempt to get more stability. But we're stable now. It's all sorted. Beautiful. Oh man, I should have paid attention to this earlier. So, we can't do it now. But if we'd finished this mission when we were tier title 3, which is Duke. I don't think we ever were a Duke. I think we went straight from, like, county to king. And we'd completed all these other missions. This one of which we have, because we're the Emperor. And this one, you just have to be owning Rome and be the Emperor. You get 40 imperial authority. I definitely should have gone down this tree. That's annoying, but oh well. We'll manage without it. Man, income beginning to explode as we start ripping the trade from everywhere across the world these days. It's getting glorious. We're getting, what is that, 80 ducats now from trade? More, 90 ducats. 85. Very nice. Pulling out of all these beautiful... And of course, so now raw income's about 200 ducats. I suspect once we get all the HRE, it's going to go even higher. It's going to probably take another at least 100 ducat bump from having the whole of the HRE under our control. Glorious, glorious. We are currently integrating the Romans. They are displeased, apparently, with the situation, but I have enough prestige generation to buy down their liberty desire as long as it takes for us to fully annex this especially rich part of the world over here. And we will, of course, turn all of their silk naval supplies. Who needs that stuff? It's leather. It's leather all the way. We shall switch up all their production. Marvellous. Ooh, there it goes. Reform desire just hit 100%. We just had an event, so I checked. No Protestants yet. We haven't got much time left. We've got to get this empire under control before those Protestants rise up. I almost want us to have Protestant problems, just so that, you know, we have some kind of challenge rise up against us. But I don't know. I'd also really like it if we could just get everything under control before the Protestants rise up. Growth in France has continued. I did a quick war against England and the Netherlands in which I just took money because our aggressive expansion was too high from the French wars. Apart from that, not much has changed. We continue. I'm just changing up so we have 4 cannons per half stack. I'm training them in 2 stacks, but I move them around in 4 separate stacks of what was 13, what will now be 15 each. Speaking of which, the transport fleets now need to be 15 as well. Cool. Jesus, I said our income's exploding. It's gone from 200 to 240 raw in like 3 years. All I've been doing is throwing down ships, basically. The massive expansion of our merchant fleet, substantially increasing income. And I guess, you know, autonomy continuing to tick down. Our core province is now extremely centralized. Very nice. What's so wrong over here that isn't wrong here? I'm confused with. Oh, right. The Principality of Tarnato. Can we get rid of that? We can. But we need... Diplo power 200. And it'll cost us 200 Diplo power. We will want to do that at some point, though, because this is some highly developed urban land that we want full control over. We're just maneuvering for another war with the Mamluks. Unfortunately, it's going to be rather Diplo point expensive, because Egypt hasn't been fabricating quite as many claims as I'd like, despite the fact that I've set all this area as somewhere that we want, and therefore somewhere they should be fabricating claims. But that's okay. You know, it's a world conquest. You expect to pay a lot of Diplo points. Knowing that, we are beginning to expand into some non-Catholic areas. We are going to take, as our next idea group, which will be very shortly, state State religion doesn't give national unrest, so we'll probably end up taking asceticism next. But we need the CB when you have high enough piety. And we should have high enough piety. No, we might not a lot of the time. Alright, maybe we take... okay, I guess we still take what I was planning on taking, asceticism first, for the extra piety, and then the piety from that plus state religion will be enough. I just want this this stability increase interval. It's going to be really helpful. We'll see. Okay, here it is. 100.9 Reformation desire. A Borgu... Good lord. A Borguinginon monk has broken his silence and publicly criticized the church for its excesses. Written in everyday language in place of Latin, he argued that God demanded belief, not good works, in order to be saved. He went on to point out 93 examples of the church violating this principle, focusing especially on the sale of indulgences. Some say the monk nailed this tract to the door of the Charol church for all to see. Is that a province? It could be this province here, maybe. For all to see. All we can say for certain is he sent a copy to the Archbishop of Amont. Pass it along to the Pope, or send a legate to the monk to show the monk. Send a legate to show the monk the error of his ways. Well, that seems good, but it's converting people to a heretic faith. We're gonna do that though, because if we can like catch and kill him early on, that would be helpful. We're so close. We're so close to passing this reform, getting 25% growth rate modifier. It'll be lovely, please. Please, Luther, don't screw everything up. We're so close. Okay, here it is. Debating reform. Universities are places of debate. So I think some of the population of Naples, 70% chance they just converted. No majority Protestant provinces yet. We're so close to making it so we're always the emperor. And then, of course, we're very close to the privilege of non-appeal, but it's going to be close. Okay, here it is. We stirred up quite a reaction in Armagnac. The Pope himself sent a representative to correct his mistakes. The debate lasted for weeks. I deny that he is above Scripture. The statement was a tacit admission of heresy. Excommunicate this heretic. Okay. Neither man budged from his initial position. Both declared victory and returned to their homes. No, kill him. Execute him on the spot, please. Hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. We need to get Luther and we need to execute him. I want to burn him in the Vatican, preferably. Somewhere else is a close second, but preferably in the Vatican. Still no majority Protestant provinces, but it's only a matter of time. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We're going to do it. We're going to abolish the elective monarchy of the HRE. This month, I believe. Yep. Ooh, and minus try a large deposit. It's all coming up Italy right now. How much income are we up to? Not much more. We're about to do a big war against Iberia though. That'll help. Marvellous. Got all that land down there. Cord as well. And now as the month ends... Yoink. Beautiful. Pass the reform. Abolish the elective monarchy of the Holy Roman Empire. Fantastic. We're now gaining 0.15. Now, since the next one is the final reform that we're going to pass anytime soon, it makes sense that we add all our land to the HRE now. So we get that lovely extra imperial authority. We are, unfortunately, the Dutch are causing problems. They've taken HRE land. So very shortly we're going to go and trash them, make them spit out some provinces, so we can increase our growth rate from that. But now we have plus 25 at all times. That's fantastic news. Now we can take Miltech, don't really want to. Oh, we took a bunch of land off the Mamluks, by the way. Egypt, boom. And we also formed the Kingdom of Africa. There they are. Fantastic. They're hopefully going to convert some down there. They've begun doing some conversions. They got one done. You should take another conversion idea group, but we'll see. Hopefully they'll be able to do some conversions for us. I was thinking, I am going to enjoy having the HRE vassal swarm, but it doesn't really matter if we have Egypt and Africa here being very high liberty desire for ages, because eventually we're going to go grayscale, which means integrate all of the vassals. And when we do that, we can always annex Egypt and Africa after having done that. That seems fine to me. Right, cool. Let's trash Castile. If you're not familiar, once you've passed that reform, the abolishing the monarchy, HRE vassals no longer take up a diplo slot, so note that Austria is no longer on this list. Interestingly enough, it also isn't showing the 17 provinces on this list. So I guess not only vassals, but also personal unions no longer take diplo slots. And what that means for us is it's time to begin a mad diplo vassalization spree inside the HRE. We're just going to diplo vassalize every single person we can in the HRE. And that's going to be a lot of people, because I just improved relations with every single member of the HRE up to max. So everyone that's not an elector, pretty much, is going to be all about joining our country. So let's begin up here in the trade region that's most relevant, and we're just going to offer vassalization to everyone. You can tell we make up a large portion of the Catholic world. Usually you take appoint only the most select men, because you don't want to give any cardinals to places that aren't controlled by you. We control so much of the Catholic world that even if we appoint every available candidate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the 13 are all in our lands. That brings us to 21 total cardinals for a yearly 74 papal influence. Jesus Christ. That is ridiculous. It is a historic day for Christendom. Members of the three estates from across France have assembled and watched solemnly as 25 books were placed in front of the king. Lords and bishops across France have arrived. They watched solemnly as 25 books were collected. That's the same thing. Turning to their author, the Roman prelate prosecuting his case, the guy we sent, demanded to know if he would recant him. Here I stand, I cannot do otherwise. God help me, amen. We all know how this goes. He's now unrepentantly a heretic. He then announced the Edict of Berne. No one shall dare by word or deed to receive, defend, sustain, or favour the heretic monk on penalty of death. Any who wish to support him now must do it secretly, so we can support him, debate them openly, or we can ban his writings. We are siding with the Church in the Reformation, and our Lombard provinces are likely to follow suit. Still, no majority Protestant provinces yet. But now that that's fired, everyone across the Empire is going to make that decision. Do they side with the Church or with the Reformation? Many of these people, especially in northern Germany, will have suffered from the excesses of the Church and hence be more likely to side with the Reformation. So we shall see how many of them decide to stray from the one true faith, and how many of them we'll have to bring back by diplomacy, marriage, vassalization, reform, or sword. We shall bring them back. Ooh, while travelling through Charleroi, the heretic author of the 95 Theses was attacked by bandits. Appearing suddenly, the attackers seized the monk, separated him from companions, and took him with them. We have no idea what happened to him. Truly, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And simultaneously, a papal bull. This is nothing new, but the reaction is supporters of the Burgundian monk who posted the 95 Theses have been tearing down the bull, even attacking people. Okay, the 95 Thesis is in fact heresy. Send soldiers to protect the priests. 25%. There's a 20% chance that 20% of our entire population adopts a heretic faith. We're going to have to start pogroming soon. This will not stand. Here it is. Protestantism has arrived. A couple of provinces. 4. And 1 up here in Denmark. 3 princes now hold land that is majority heretic, which means they might well switch. I don't know if their opinion of me matters. Now the question becomes, do I try and vassalize them? Because I might get an event about their religious independence that would allow me to enforce my religion on them. Or do I leave... Oh, well, I was going to say, do I leave independence so I can try and go to war with them? Change it that way. But, of course, land freed. There is no way to go to war internally anymore. So I guess I'll try and vassalize them on the off chance that that either changes their likelihood of going Protestant, or causes them to declare independence on the grounds of establishing their religious independence from me, and then I can crush them having done that. Well, we'll try both. It's also spreading a bit in France, but that doesn't matter to us. Ugh. The first stains on our beautiful Catholic Europe beginning to show. The cracks in the facade. It happened. Baden has officially embraced the Protestant faith. thereby reducing our imperial authority by, I assume, 0.005. Never do that, Baden. You will go down in history as the nation that started the largest war in European history if you trigger the freaking League Wars. They liked me as well, and yet they still defected to this heinous sect. I don't see any decisions associated with crushing them back into line, so we'll just have to see what happens. Oh good. The Peasants' War. We just lost 2 stability. Fantastic. That's really nice. The peasants have risen up all across our empire. Oh, there we go. There's one back. That's good. We're going to cut them down like the dogs they are. God, they're going to rise in Liguria. Okay. Give me a second. And then we will cut them down. When princes and burghers had keenly listened to criticisms of papal authority and church ties, the peasants have been listening to an entirely different theme. Phrases such as all men are equal in God's eyes and good Christians don't have to obey unjust laws were revolutionary, literally. So this having fired decreases the likelihood that governments will switch to Protestant. So that's good, at least. But we, unfortunately, had to suffer a 2 stability hit to make it happen. Blah. Blah. It's painful. Oh, that's the good thing about getting these Protestants to be my vassal. We can convert their provinces once they're our vassal. So that's what we can do. We can just vassalize anyone that goes Protestant, then convert their province and hope they convert back. That should work. Welcome to the early vassal swarm. With all the people I've been diplo-vassalizing in the HRE, we now have a swarm of men of our very own. For 150... maybe 60,000 men now coming into each war. Only about 30,000 of them actually mine. Very nice. So I figured out what the problem is with Egypt. They keep beginning coring all their land and then stopping again. And it's because they're going bankrupt over and over and over again. Because I gave them way too much land and didn't consider this fact. So how can we fix this? Well, what is Egypt's balance? -12. So what we do is we pay off their debt, now it's -10, and then we're going to subsidize them for enough that they're in the green. That should stop them going bankrupt, allow them to core their land, and stop this horrendous downward spiral. So here you go. Egypt is 10 ducats on a short-term 400-year basis. Now they should start making money. Which will hopefully allow them to actually core some of this land, my lord. Alright, and as our vassal swarm chomps its way through France, I'll call it a part here. Glorious expansion in Iberia in this episode, as well as coming extremely close to revoking the privilege here. Please, please. Only 2 heretics so far. I did manage to... we're converting away some of these heretics, so hopefully these guys are not going to convert. I've managed to vassalize, I think, yeah, everyone that has Protestantism in their land but is not Protestant is my vassal. So we can convert the land, personally. Unfortunately, Nuremberg switched to Protestant, despite having no Protestant lands, but just them and Baden so far. And there are, unfortunately, 2 provinces owned by a non-prince, because the Netherlands keeps getting those bullshit events to, excuse my language, but they're very, very dumb, to annex people, even if you've just forced them to liberate a province, like, you know, Liège, they can just get an event to re-annex them, which is very dumb, before the truce even ends, by the way. So that's unfortunate, but not much we can do about that. I've been playing the Game of Thrones, I've been playing it hard, but no one seems to want to die. We nearly had Hungary, nearly got Muscovy. I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. We kind of already had our PU success in Scandinavia, but I feel like I deserve another one because I'm greedy. Either way, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the episode, please do hit the like button. It helps out a great deal. And I will see you in the next episode.